What's going on, Fantasy World? It's your boy, Soupy. And I'm coming to you live with our top 5 sits for Week 16. That's right, it is playoff time. There is no room for error. I'm going to give you the facts, not my feelings. This is what it is, man. Top 5 sits. Here we go. Our number 1 sit. You have got to get this guy on your bench. And I'm doing it as well. I hate to do it. I hate to do it at this time. But I am going to go with the facts. Jeudy. Jeudy versus Cincinnati. Cincinnati ranked middle of the pack versus the receiver. They can give up some points. But the bad thing is Jameis Winston got the bench. We're not saying Jameis Winston's a great quarterback. We're saying Jameis Winston is a great quarterback for fantasy football. Jameis Winston, number 1 fact, Dorian Thomas Jr. In his last 157 attempts passing the ball, he has 1 pass completed for over 20 yards. Jameis Winston would be slinging that rock 20 yards every 4 downs. He gonna let one go. That is not the case for DTJ. DTJ averaging 3 yards per pass in his career. That's the worst the NFL has seen. He is a backup quarterback for a reason. When Watson went out, Jameis Winston was the number 2 for a reason. DTJ is not a NFL-worthy QB. Jeudy will not see the accuracy nor the volume that he saw in these last 7 games with Jameis. The 7 games he played with Watson, he was averaging 6 targets, 3 catches, and 38 yards. He had 1 touchdown in 7 games. Did y'all not just hear what I said? He was averaging 38 yards off of 3 catches in 7 games with 1 touchdown. When they put Jameis behind the helm, in 7 games with Jameis Winston at quarterback, he was averaging 10 targets, 7 receptions, and 112 yards per game. And he had 3 touchdowns. That's 74 more yards per game in 7-game average with Winston in and Watson out. With DTJ coming in, who is worse than Watson, Jeudy has a dismal day. Jeudy in week 16, 6 targets, 3 receptions, 27 yards. Ooh, y'all heard that, 27 yards. 4.3 fantasy points. You gonna be in a bad moody if you start Jeudy. Man, you heard it from the soup. Yeah. Ooh, that motherfucker. Our number 2 player that you have got to get on your bench in week 16. Now, listen now. Listen. Jauan Jennings versus Miami. Yeah. Jennings' success is tied to Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy in the last 4 games has been womp, 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 womp. Jennings averaging 54 yards and 0.5 TDs in the last 4 games. Did you hear what I said? That's 200 yards total in the last 4 games and 2 touchdowns. And that's it. He draws Jalen Ramsey. This is the best corner that Jauan Jennings has seen all year, who is still that guy. Giving up 1 TD per game, Miami defense. That's it. 1 TD per game. That's all they give up. Miami ranked mid-pack versus the run. San Francisco will have to lean on Garendo to get a win in this game. Jauan Jennings, 9 targets, 5 receptions, 57 yards, 8.2 fantasy points. If you have a better option, I would start them. 3rd place in your fantasy league is not going to get you that stake at Fleming's if in week 16 you start Jauan Jennings. Yeah. Our number 3 player that you have got to get on your bench in week 16. Ooh, y'all gonna hate me, but I don't care. I'm not here. It's facts, not feelings. I'm not here for how you feel. Brock Purdy versus Miami. Oh, yeah, we just talked about Jennings. Let's talk about his quarterback. Miami ranked second overall in the league in giving up points versus the quarterback in 2024. Last 4 games, they're averaging 180 yards and 3 total TDs and 2 interceptions. That's less than 1 TD per game, and that is 0.5 interceptions per game. That's some good defense, man. Miami gave up 131 yards passing last game to CJ Stroud. That's it. Giving up 205 yards per game during the season. Miami is giving up 1.1 TD per game this year. That means they're only giving up 1 TD per game, man. Y'all heard the stats. Brock Purdy versus Miami in week 16, 235 yards total. 1 TD and 1 pick. He will have 12.75 fantasy points. These numbers I'm giving you are Purdy's ceiling. Bench him in week 16 or lose your fantasy playoff. Our number 4 player that you have got to get on your bench in week 16. Brian Robinson Jr. This one hurts me. I got high stock in Brian Robinson. I'm in the playoffs in 8 of my 18 leagues right now. That's right. Coming off a couple bye weeks. We need to end the season strong. B. Robinson Jr. will be on my benches unless I have no other options. Now, if I see no other options, you got to start him. Look, you got to. It's B. Rob. He's going to get the volume, okay? I'm not saying he's not going to get the volume. I'm not saying he's not going to have some good yardage. What I'm saying is he's not getting in the end zone. Brian Robinson Jr. versus Philly, ranked second in the league and giving up points to running backs. Second, it's only one team better than Philly when it comes to stopping running backs. Last time B. Robinson went against Philly, he had 17 touches, 72 yards, and he got a score. Last game, he had 21 touches, 65 yards, 3 receptions for 22 yards, and 0 TDs against a suspect defense. Not giving him the ball inside the 5 2 times last week shows me that they believe in Jaden Daniels more than they believe in B. Robinson to get that ball in that end zone. I'm not saying B. Rob is going to have a terrible game. I'm saying he ain't scoring. B. Robinson Jr. versus Philly, 21 touches, 84 yards, 0 touchdowns, 9.4 fantasy points. Philly is going to have that boy looking like B. Robinson Sr. You heard it from the soup. And our last player you have got to bench. This one gonna kill y'all. And he burnt me at the beginning of the year. I'm talking about he burnt me bad, but I'm coming back to him. I'm going to give you one of those guys that is a set it and forget it. There's no way we're benching this guy, but we're going to bench him in the playoffs unless you have no other options. Derrick Henry versus Pittsburgh. Oh! Derrick Henry gets the bench from Hot Soup this week, man. Derrick Henry, last time he played Pittsburgh, he had 13 carries, 65 yards, and a tutty. He has not scored in the last 3 games he has played. He has averaged 84 yards in his last 5 games and 2 touchdowns in the last 5 games. Did y'all not hear those stats? That's not the Derrick Henry we had for the first half of the season. Not even close. Second lowest point total that he's had this season has been against Pittsburgh the last time they played. He only had 10.5 points that game. If you have a better option with a better matchup, I suggest you make that choice. You have to proceed with caution. Derrick Henry in week 16, 14 touches, 78 yards. That's it. 7.8 fantasy points. Proceed with caution or get that loss, man. You heard it from the soup. Those are our top 5 sits for week 16. Come check us out on our next episode of Top 5 Starts. Do not set your lineups until you hear these starts. Listen, it's playoff times. This is facts, not feelings. It's your boy Soupy. Check us out on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. Like and subscribe. If you have any issues with your lineups, get in the comments. If you got a problem with one of these top 5 starts or top 5 sits I said, let's get in the comments. We can talk about it. We'll swing back around next week and go over my favorite episode, I Told You So. Yeah, it's your boy Soupy, and I'm out.